Okay, the best part about this flat classroom project was that you get to meet a lot of new people, but you also learn how to work with people that you don't know. And it was really important because, well, you can't solve this digital divide problem by yourself. So if you ever have to work on a large issue such as the digital divide, you should always collaborate with others, get to know each other. Thank you.
Okay, you might have to stop me because I love to talk. What we've mainly been working on is how to fix the digital divide, and you don't really think about it because technology is such an everyday thing for you. But when you realise about just how much of a problem it is, and just how many people don't have the access to the technology you do, it's a bit weird. And I think this has been a new experience. But I've got to meet a lot of people, and I've got to work on a new level, and I've really enjoyed it.
What advice would you give to somebody that was just starting the project?
I would do a little background research, because when you're just thrown in at first, you're a bit panicky because there's so much to look up, so much to think about. So I would do a little bit of research beforehand.
I think the most impressive thing that I've learned in this flat classroom is the presentation part. Because it teaches how we can present in a better way to attract the audience and to use multimedia to present, and I think I've learned a lot.
The most interesting thing I learned at this learning conference, I think, was how much technology was really playing a part in our learning today. So, for instance, in my school, we use all sorts of technology, from computers to touch whiteboards and things like that. But this conference, we took that a step further, and we used things like wikis, we used Chatzy, we used all these discussion boards like Ning. And I think it's great for us to learn new technology and to learn how to use new technology in our learning. And on top of this, the Italian food yesterday was great. So hope you guys get something like that.
So this conference was really interesting because we were collaborating with students and teachers all over the world via Chatzy and the Ning and the Wiki. So it was just kind of interesting, both collaborating with students and teachers from around the world in person, and then also being able to talk with kids who couldn't leave their schools and stuff, but are still talking with you through things like Chatzy and the Wiki.
People who are watching this don't know where we are. We're actually in Hong Kong. Which schools did you talk with? Where?
We talked with a bunch of other international schools in Hong Kong, like German Swiss, Canadian International School, but we also worked with the Korean International School and Singapore American School.
I think what's really cool about something like this is that technology is something that we live and grow up in, especially for our generation. And then, I know my own grandparents don't know anything about computers, so to be able to be a part of a project that wants to, build that bridge is beneficial for, I think, everyone. Now you can connect with your grandparents somewhere across the world, and you can be over here, and things like online chats that we're talking to people in Morocco in when we're in Hong Kong is just a very cool idea.
Yeah, well, I thought this project was really interesting. It was great to meet people from all over the world. We were here in Hong Kong, but there were people who couldn't come, so they were virtual participants, and we got to connect with them using great Web 2.0 tools, which I'd never heard about before, like Chatzy or the Ning. We used wikis, and we were also introduced to a bunch of other tools like Creative Commons and Net Tracker, and all these things. I think I can learn from this experience and use them later on, for school or something. Yeah.